Hey there! Today I'm super excited to do one of my favorite things, which is to show you how to write a mission statement for yourself. And I've got a template that makes it super duper easy. It's super helpful and important to have a mission statement for yourself. Why? Because it helps you to stay focused, and when somebody asks you, what do? It helps you have a quick, easy, compelling response to that question. Now, sometimes I get the question, is a mission statement the same as a purpose statement or a positioning statement? I'm going to address those questions in this video, as well as give you a super easy template that you can fill in the blanks, as well as one bonus technique that's going to make it even better and even simpler for you at the end of the video. So let's get started. First question is a mission statement the same as a purpose statement or a positioning statement? Well, not exactly. Lots of people use these different terms for different things, but what I'm talking about today is to have a statement that clearly synthesizes who you are, who you serve, how you help them, why you do what you do, and then again, like I said, one little bonus technique at the end. So let me share with you my template. Walk over here with me to my handy dandy flip chart. So this is my handy dandy mission statement template. And basically it's, I help X. I help these people. Let me actually go ahead and write that out for you. I help, and this is who you serve, do what you do for them, and why, so that why. So if you read it through, it's I help these people do this thing so that they can have this result. And the reason this is such an effective template is that it gives you the very core basics of any marketing or any brand. Every brand has to have an audience that it serves. Every brand has to have something special and unique that it does. And it's really helpful to also say why you do what you do, what the bigger purpose of it is. So first, let's talk about the target audience, the who. Now, I have a lot of videos on this topic about branding and who do you serve. So I'm just going to keep it really simple here, but you can go check out some of my other videos on this topic. But in particular, what you want to be thinking about is who are the audience that are most in need of what you offer? Who are the people that are already looking for what you do? Who are the people who have the problem that you solve right now? Now, a lot of times we can get caught up in trying to serve people who aren't interested, don't need what we offer, or at least don't think they need what we offer. We can lose our focus. So this mission statement helps keep it really easy, clear, front and center. So let me use my client, Leanne Webster, as an example. Leanne is an email marketing expert. And she can help a lot of different people with their email marketing, but she chooses to focus on a very specific audience who are expert entrepreneurs. These are people like coaches, speakers, and authors and consultants who are an expert in their industry. And so she specifically focuses on this one audience. So for Leanne, it would be, I help expert entrepreneurs, and she might even add like speakers, authors, coaches, and consultants. And then what is that she helps them do? So with Leanne, again, she helps these expert entrepreneurs do email marketing. She helps them develop their content, develop their landing pages to build up their lists, develop telesummits and conferences online, and do all these things to help them to drive new business from email marketing. So she would say, I help expert entrepreneurs do email marketing so that, now here's the kicker, why? So that they can drive leads. Drive inbound leads is even more attractive. So see how simple this is? I help expert entrepreneurs do email marketing so that they can drive leads. And now let me give you the kicker, the little extra bonus piece, without, boom. Now this is the super duper little secret ninja weapon here. It's without this thing that they worry about or that they resist or they have trouble with. So for example, for her, it might be so that they can drive leads without being spam or without being cheesy or sleazy or spammy. So you can have fun with this last line and it can kind of bring the whole thing together and even bring a chuckle to people's faces. Let me give you another example. So I have a client named Albert Pellichet, and you can check him out. I did a podcast interview with him about the work he does with men who are having a midlife crisis. So Albert helps these men. So he basically says, I help men having a midlife crisis to focus and find themselves so that they can experience more joy and happiness without, and this is the fun line, without a mistress, a Maserati, or mandated child support, right? So that last line, without, can actually be really a fun line to play with so that people chuckle or laugh or they get a little bit of a kick out of what you do. So another thing I want to bring in is kind of like a super duper extra trick is when you talk about the what you do part, this second step, right? It can be really helpful to discuss how you do what you do uniquely. What's your unique methodology? I like to call it the red sole, inspired by Christian Louboutin shoes that have the red bottom, right? The red bottom on the Christian Louboutin shoes are what make those shoes unique, make them stand out, and make them worth a lot more money. So what is your red sole? What's your unique methodology? So if we were to go back and use the Leanne Webster example, she might say, I help expert entrepreneurs do email marketing with my unique email with heart signature system so that they can drive inbound leads without being sleazy, cheesy, or spammy, right? So that unique methodology all of a sudden positions her a cut above. Like she's got this special thing that she developed, and it might even resonate with you that she says email with heart. It might pique your interest if you're someone who's a heart-based, purpose-driven entrepreneur, which are the people that she likes to work with the most. Another thing you might want to consider as you're fleshing this out for yourself is when you talk about your why, right, so that they can have more inbound leads, right? That's the little why, but maybe there's a bigger why. Maybe there's a why that's a deeper why, like so that they can drive more leads and have more freedom, right? So you can play with this template and really go to town having fun with it. So here's an example of my mission statement or positioning statement. Mine is, I help superstars, AKA speakers, authors, coaches, and thought leaders who want to change the world. I help them to develop new revenue streams and new business models so that they can have a more lifestyle-friendly, energy-rich business that makes income and impact. So that's my mission statement. And here's something that you should know. I have a different one depending on who I'm talking to. I have a different one depending on what I'm offering or what I'm selling. My mission statement is going to sound and look different whether I'm pitching myself for a keynote speech or I'm pitching myself as a mentor or for someone to come to one of my events. So you might have mission statements that you might have a big kind of overarching mission statement, but you can also have different mission statements for unique products and services. Now, one other thing that I want to highlight in here, because I promised you I'd share a little trick at the end, is once you've got this basic template laid out, once you understand who you're serving, what you do for them in some unique way, why you do it, what's the purpose behind it, and some fun little, objection or without piece that might make people chuckle. Once you got this, then I suggest you start to play with it. Start to move things around, start to wordsmith it, make it smaller and tighter. The shorter and sweeter that a mission statement is, the easier it is for people to remember and to relate to it. And then the one last thing that one of my mentors, Lois Creamer, who's the author of Book More Business, she's basically a specialist in how speakers can book more speaking engagements. She says instead of using this word help, she suggests you use the word work with. So her mission statement, you might check out a podcast I did with Lois Creamer where she shares her positioning statement, which is a little bit different than this. I learned this before I worked with Lois, but she says, I work with expert entrepreneurs, or I work with speakers, authors, coaches. And that makes it clear that what you're doing is for money, that you have a business, that you're not just helping people to help them, but that actually this is the start of something that's a revenue generator for you. Now that you've written a mission statement for yourself, the video you want and need to watch next is how to create a personal brand for yourself, because that's going to give you a much broader, bigger, more encompassing view of personal branding, because a mission statement is just one little piece of what you need in order to position yourself as someone who has value and attract new opportunities. So watch that video next.